Stuart Semple lives in a world of colour. In powder, in paint, bright neons, branded blues, a black so black it tricks the eye.
I love watching it go in.
If Willy Wonka had a paint factory, it would be here in his artist studio and paint lab on the south coast of England. Eye candy everywhere you look.
I would explain colour as something that can change our emotions and our state and our way of being as we interact with it. And it is our way, really, of feeling the world inside us visually.
Stuart's fascination with colour was sparked as a kid when his mom took him to London to see Van Gogh's Sunflowers.
It was the first time I saw proper pure pigment. But there's something in the painting, looking back, that has this sort of joy, and it just kind of comes off the canvas. And my mum said I was in a state of almost awe, like I was shaking in front of this thing.
From there, his lifelong passion for pigment began. Stuart's artwork has been exhibited around the world, but his calling is something bigger.
So it's more than how do I make money, it's actually more how do I make art accessible and give people, you know, a chance to interact with it.
He does so by developing and selling affordable quality paints, just one arm of his non-profit art business.
Yeah, so this is where we make all the paints in the studio. Oh, it's something so satisfying about it.
Stuart mixes art and science to make the world that little bit brighter.
There's some quite clever things that are in this acrylic polymer that lets it hold all this colour.
But accessing colour these days isn't always as easy as Stuart would like.
And I hate the idea that art or colour or materials are sort of gate-kept in any way, shape or form, because I really think it's important that people have that permission to kind of do their thing with the stuff they need to do it.
Most recently, Stuart noticed some digital colours out of reach, now jailed behind a paywall. A blue ocean away in Toronto, graphic designer Daryl Woods got the same pop-up on his Adobe design software.
I can't do my work without the Adobe products. They are just part of my everyday life. I think that pretty much goes for anybody who works in visual communication.
Daryl already pays $80 a month to use Adobe tools. Now, creatives like him face an extra fee just to access some digital palettes. If they don't pay, many colours they rely on fade away. The restricted palettes are from the industry kings of colour, Pantone.
So this is a Pantone swatch book. So you can see there's hundreds and hundreds of colors. If I create something on my computer with a Pantone color and it needs to be printed halfway across the world, that's a universal color, no matter where it's used.
That extra fee had Stuart seeing red.
And I instantly knew I could do something about it. And it took me about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'd created this Freetone plugin.
Sorry, 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah. Yeah.
To get inside the software
Yeah.
and fix this issue?
Yeah, I wanted to make it better for everybody. It was the patch that people needed, so I made it.
Stuart's Freetone palette is, you guessed it, free. He says around 100,000 people have downloaded it.
I was very surprised that Stuart was able to do it, and just how easy it is to use. It's no different than when I used Pantone colors.
This was not Stuart's first colour crusade.
Oh, you wouldn't believe what Kapoor's gone and done now.
In 2016, British artist Anish Kapoor secured exclusive artistic rights to Vanta Black, then claimed to be the darkest surface coating ever made, sparking a colourful battle.
Here it says, up yours Semple. So that's not very nice, is it? So if it's a war you want, it's a war you're going to get.
So, in typical fashion, Stewart teamed up with scientists to make his own affordable version. The idea, as always, to make art accessible to everyone.
Are you the Robin Hood of colour?
People say that, it's a weird thing, I don't know.
Well, no one else is doing what you're doing.
No, I don't suppose they are. Maybe it's just a weird geeky thing that only I'm interested in, which is why no one's doing it.
Big business is interested in colour too, the commodification of it, from UPS brown to Home Depot orange. Recent changes to Canadian law mean companies can broadly claim trademark over a colour for a range of services, rather than in a specific context like a product or logo. It could be a game changer, says intellectual property lawyer Sebastian Beck-Watt.
So historically, you could claim like a Tiffany blue box. So you would say the color blue as applied to the surface of a box. Now you can more simply say, in theory, I have applied to protect the color blue in association with jewelry.
TD Bank is among the businesses applying to trademark its colour, Pantone 361 in case you're wondering. But could another bank use an almost identical green? It hasn't been tested in court yet. Even experts are unsure how far this will go.
Something like color might be an instance where you take a survey of the public and see how close they think these are.
But even that is fraught. You see, colour is just so subjective.
I have a slight colour
I'm colourblind.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm actually colourblind.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You're colourblind?
Yeah, I'm colourblind to blue and purple, which is a rare one.
At least Semple knows blue well enough to make TIFF, his cheeky version of Tiffany blue. It's one of the more protected corporate colours that he's determined to take back one brushstroke at a time.
We talk about Tiffany. Do they own blue?
No.
Do they?
No.
Who owns colour?
No one can own colour. Colour exists. It's just a phenomena of nature. How can you own an experience that your eyes have when they see something?